TSFL Nation? I'm back with another reaction. This is Ice Cube responding to the backlash over Trump collaboration. So I don't know why people are calling Ice Cube a sellout. I don't know why people are getting on him for meeting with the president when he said clearly that he was going to speak on both sides. But we're going to watch this interview, and it's like 10 minutes. I'm going to say what I have to say in the end. So let's just watch this. Let's see. All right.
Our next guest is Ice Cube. Now, if you know anything about him, and you probably do, you know he started his career rapping in defiance about police presence and the realities of inner city life. And he got political with his songs as well recently during the Trump administration, most recently in 2018. Here's a taste.
Arrest the president. You got the evidence. That is Russian intelligence.
Now we see a shift. Now he wants to work with President Trump. Here's what the president had to say most recently about Black Lives Matter.
The first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, I said that's
I don't know what this had to do with anything.
because it's such a racist
This
term.
beginning part.
It's a term that sows division between blacks and whites and everybody else, and it's a very bad term for blacks. But they were very angry. It's a Marxist organization.
With all that going on, and how the president continues to speak about there being no systemic inequality, it's no shock that Ice Cube got some heat for deciding to work with the Trump administration. He wants to deal with it. I want to understand it. So should you. So here is Ice Cube on Prime Time. Thank you for taking
that
the
wasn't even
opportunity, brother.
necessary.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Chris. Your lead-ins are a little misleading.
How so?
Well, the Platinum Plan is not my plan. I came up with the
Right,
contract.
and I
Black
read that
America.
too.
And I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, "We love what you have, but let's really dig into
Which was
it
the
after
Democrats.
election." And one campaign said, "We love what you have. Do you mind?"
Which was the
talking to us
Republicans.
about it?" And that's what I did. So I didn't run to nobody, and so that was real misleading to me.
Well, I didn't say you ran
you
to
know,
anybody. I said that you had taken a pivot.
Well, you said I ran over to the Trump team instead of the Biden team. That's just not true.
Well,
They
but
both
you are working
contacted
Who
with
me.
the Trump team
cares?
instead of the Biden
If the
team.
Democrats
People
are
give you heat
saying
for it. What do you say to
we're
them?
going to talk to you after
I'm willing
election,
to
how
work with both
important
teams,
is that
but I'm just
issue to
working
them?
with whoever
It
is
doesn't
willing
seem
to
like
work
it's
with me.
important to them.
So the Trump campaign came to me and asked me to explain to them some of the contract with Black
Right,
America. That's what I did. I'm not
right,
playing no more of these games,
right,
these political games.
right.
We're not part of a team. We have very broad problems, especially the wealth gap in this country when it comes to Black Americans. So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going there talking about minorities. I'm not going there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are the descendants of slaves. And that's what I'm going to talk to anybody who's in power with that. So if anybody got a problem with that, it seems like a personal problem.
Well, here's the problem, and it is very personal, as you know, for a lot of people of color, because they'll say, well, why would you pick Trump?
They're all
when
trying to
he
politicize
says there's
this.
no such
I'm
thing
not
as
picking
systemic
nobody.
inequality. Say
I'm
again?
not picking nobody. He's the president.
But why
The
do you think
Democrats
he'd want
didn't
do
want to
something
talk to
for the
him, so
community
what
when
was
he
he
says there's
supposed
no
to do?
such thing as
Just
systemic
sit back and
inequality?
wait?
I don't know what he want to do. I just know what the man said. I know what he said to the country. I've never met Donald Trump. So I don't know what he's going to do. I just know what he said he was going to do. So both of them have a plan. Both of them say they're going to do something.
We'll see.
And who knows
Right.
what's really going to happen
Mm-hmm.
after November 3rd. Nobody knows from each side. We're all hoping that candidates keep their campaign promises. So that's just it.
So let's look at it this way. I think that you're right to be skeptical. Let's start with the Democrats, because even though there is a traditional connection between black voters and the Democrats. You could also say
Right.
they've been let down or forgotten by Democrats in a lot of situations that would have mattered. Then you say, all right, so then what makes one side better than the other? That's where you get in trouble, which is, do you really think that Donald Trump can be trusted as much as you could trust Joe Biden?
You can't
I
trust
don't think
Joe
I'm not
Biden. You can't
trusting
trust
any of
either
them.
of them.
I'm just going by action. That's all I'm going by. I'm not going by words. I'm not going by rhetoric. Not going by media spin. Not going by none of that. You know, I'm not on nobody's
Me
team.
neither.
I'm not on
No.
Team Blue. Not on Team Red.
So then I have
I'm an
that wrong.
independent person. Hold on. I'm an independent person, and I believe that's what black people need to do
Right.
is become independent, and we need to get something for our vote. You know, that may not happen, but it's gonna happen.
It's got to happen. It's got to happen. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Look, if I had brought you here to fight with you, you would have known it. What I'm saying is, I think I did get it wrong, and I want to
You
make sure
did
I
get
get
it
it
wrong.
right. So saying you're working with the Trump team is wrong. What you did was, when they asked to talk to you about it, you said yes. If Biden had asked to talk to you about it now, you would have gone to them the same way. It's not about you choosing anything. It's you working with everybody who's got a chance of doing anything.
I'm working with whoever's in power. Yeah, I'll work with both. Whoever's in power, I'm going to work with. So whoever wins, they'll hear from me.
Okay, so I'm glad you
frequently.
came to clear it up. So Ice Cube is not with the Trump
And
campaign.
even if he
He's
was,
just
who
giving his
cares?
ideas, and anybody who wants to do something with him, fine. Do you believe they are doing anything with your ideas?
I believe, they looked at the contract with Black America and they updated their plan, but it's their plan. Now, I have my plan. My plan is broad. It goes beyond the public sector. It goes into the private sector, banks, even the movie industry. So we got to deal with a lot of different, I think, companies, corporations, and even government when it comes to solving this problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem. I believe it's a bipartisan problem when it comes to the issues when it comes to blacks in America and what's going on. It's not a Democrat problem. It's not for them to solve. It's not for the Republicans to solve. It's for both of them to solve. They do it when it comes to debt ceiling. They do it when it comes to getting us in wars. They seem to come together when it's something that really affects America. And I don't think nothing affects America more than the situation that Black Americans find ourselves in. This country is coming apart at the seams, and it's not going to come together after January 3rd, no matter who's the president, unless we deal with this wealth gap.
You have the economics. All of it extends from poverty, which is an extension of opportunity, which is an extension of a system that doesn't give equal opportunity, and you see it everywhere. Hiring, education, finance, all of it. So acutely, we've been looking at what happens when policing goes wrong in communities. It doesn't give you concern that the president has handled police violence the way he has in terms of his commitment to work on any of the issues that you think are important?
We've been dealing with police violence in this country from day one. So police violence is just part of our life here. So, the thing is this, once we get some capital, we'll be treated better. This is a capitalistic society.
True.
And if you ain't got no money, you see how people get treated on the streets when they ain't got no money.
Not just money, wealth. Wealth. You got to be able to build up wealth within the community.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Bring in jobs to communities as well.
At the bottom line is, dollars bring dignity. And so everybody in America knows that. When you got a little more money, they treat you a little better. So we need to close this wealth gap. You got people, families making $120,000 or worth $120,000, and you got black families worth $200. It's just an enormous wealth gap that keeps growing. It's not getting smaller. Do the research, and you'll see this is the problem in America. It's because black people have no capital. We own half of a point when it comes to all the wealth in America. Half of a point. 13.5% people living off half of a point. We cannot survive in America another 100 years living like this.
The issue is real. The problem is properly identified. They do have access to capital of about $500 billion, but it doesn't say that it would be earmarked within the Trump plan for communities of color. But we'll see what you can get done, and I make you this promise. Not just because I'm a fan, but the issue matters. As you learn and as you see action and reaction or inaction, you have a place on this show to discuss it. That's a guarantee.
I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, I'll be back to discuss and let you know what I know, what I find out. But I'm gonna give it to you straight up.
It's the only way I take it.
Side.
It doesn't go well any other way on this show. Ice Cube, I wish you the best. Stay healthy. Be well.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right.
Now, when it comes to the situation with Ice Cube, I hate how Chris Cuomo tried to like politicize this whole entire thing. When it comes to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, the problem with the world these days is that people think that you should just be with one party, and if you side with a party, or even if you work with somebody, you're a sellout. Ice Cube is not a sellout. He's been working with the black community for decades, and people are calling him a sellout when he's trying to do something for everybody. That's just so messed up. So I don't like it when people, and what he said about the Democratic Party is true. We need to break our loyalty as black people. We need to break our loyalty to the Democratic Party and be open to the Republicans and Democrats. That's how it is. Because if not, then the Democrats is just going to keep on getting our votes and they're not going to do nothing. And then there's going to be problems. You see in the inner cities what's going on. And when it comes to like certain stuff like that, I think he hit the nail right on the head. He's not a sellout. So I hate it when people call him a sellout. And even if he was a Trump supporter, who cares? So I don't understand it. And Chris Cuomo trying to politicize this whole thing with the song that Ice Cube made about Trump and saying, like, having a video of what Trump feels about Black Lives Matter. It's like, if Chris Cuomo would have done his research before he did this interview, he wouldn't look as stupid. And that's just how it is. But we'll see what happens with the contract with Black America. We'll see what happens with the premium plan. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it creates a better future for black people. But thank you guys. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. See you guys later. Peace.